And we're ready for heavyweight. Trent Hilger, Gable Steveson. They went up against each other last year twice. Steveson had the best of him both times. The two sophomores, two top 10 wrestlers in the Flow Wrestling National Rankings. Gable Steveson, third last year in the NCAA. From Apple Valley, Minnesota, Gable Steveson.
Set.
I think Coach Egan said in the call that Gable's put on another, maybe another 20 pounds.
Yeah.
It looks like it went to all the right places.
Hilger, a sophomore out of Linden, Michigan. Outstanding high school football player as well. Had to choose between wrestling and football, and he said, I love this sport, and he has done a nice job. Last year as a redshirt freshman, and now this year ranked number 6. Two All-Americans getting after it.
Nice job there, Steveson getting in on that shot.
Whew. That looks like 157-pounders there, Jim.
Yeah. Well, I did not really trying to do the lift right there.
One, neutral!
It's tough to do when the nose is over the toes, take him straight up there like that, but feels a little more comfortable on his feet. And we always talk about, attacking both sides of the body. But, Steveson has the ability to go ahead, go low.
Tell me, neutral.
Go to the other side of the body, and he just does a wonderful job as well with that, off of that left-handed underhook.
Apple Valley represented here on both sides tonight. Gable Steveson from that powerhouse program, and so is Seth Gross, wrestling for the Badgers. Traditional powerhouse prep program, 4-time state champion. Gable Steveson, 2-time cadet world champion, and a junior world champion in on the leg. Nice job by Hilger there, slipping out, facing up against
Let the fingers go,
Steveson.
John. Let him go.
You like about these guys, they like to go ahead and get in flurries. They're not afraid to go ahead and dive back through, kick out, attack.
Hilger was a 3-time state champion in Michigan.
And take a look at Chris Bono. He's the kind of guy, he's the kind of coach who's going to have a lot of conversations with his athletes about taking away the favorite thing that the opponent likes to do. And he's going to try to take that away. He's much like Bill Belichick like that, just take away what they really like. And right now, you can see that he likes the head position that Hilger is taking. Shading over there to that other side. And so that's the underhook that he likes to work off of. Steveson does. And that's just what makes him so special. They attack both sides of the body, and he really works hard off this left-handed underhook. And up until this moment, Hilger's done a pretty good job of taking it away. Now with the mat return, right in the middle.
Boom! 2 more points for Gable Steveson there. Worked that in. You might have been able to call that too earlier. The official didn't. Steveson says, okay, I'll take it down. Nice job by Hilger getting out with under 10 seconds left, not allowing Steveson to end up on top.
Let him go, gentlemen. Let the fingers go.
Yeah.
Green choice.
When you're this weight, you can pick a man up off of his feet and slam him back down.
What do you want, down?
Brock likes it,
Down.
and he did it a few times to his opponents.
It's a crowd pleaser.
Let's go, Green.
Steveson will start underneath the beginning of the second period. Out in front, 4-2.
Set, don't move. On top.
Against the All-American Hilger. 20 years ago,
Caution.
national championship for that man. Brock Lesnar,
Wait for that
the
whistle.
Gophers.
Wait for that whistle.
2-time
Set,
NCAA
Green.
finalist.
Hold, red. Hold. On top. Set.
Nice work there by Hilger, trying to go ahead and capture that wrist. Notice how he's sliding all the way by. This is the type of stuff that you'd see a couple 25-pounders do. Winging back over there. You see the guy clinging on. Hilger is to that leg, and now he's coming up to his feet.
Still red. Still red. Still red.
How's he going to finish it?
Still
Oh,
red.
beautiful
Still
sweep.
red.
Reversal there for 2. A reversal for Steveson for 2 points inside the first 30 seconds of the second period.
It was just like a takedown.
Still live
But you
here at
notice
the
how
edge.
he
Still live here at the edge,
had
gentlemen.
that leg up in the air. I was able to sweep that bottom leg. Really well done.
Well, what's so cool here is we're talking about two of the best heavyweights in the nation. Hilger really can wrestle with anyone,
Sit,
but
don't move.
there's just a little bit of space
top.
between Stevenson and Hilger. Has been. Looks like there still is.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
A little riding time mix-up here.
Guys, stay right here.
Yeah, I'm watching Brock Lesnar. Brock's excited coaching him. He is, you know, he wrestled with Stevenson this morning.
Let's take a look, Tim, at this mat return. So he's able to turn back into that. What I like, when you get a man moving, right? So move him, and then time your sweep, right? When that foot is up in the air.
And that was the reversal right there. He came up, and that was still Hilger in control until Stevenson took him down to the mat for that reversal.
And let's give Hilger some kudos here, because you know he arrived on the scene lately in this weight class. You know, became an All-American his freshman year. Now he's, you know, just because he's an All-American doesn't mean you're necessarily maybe at the level that Stevenson was all last year, being the #1 seed. So he's doing some things here in this match, particularly with the quick escapes that are impressive. And you can see, even with the ability to try to ride Stevenson, that he has some tools.
What Hilger could do, and he showed he can do, is he keeps a high pace. And so that'll test Stevenson.
Yeah, and part of this is, again, some of the coaching he's getting. He hasn't been able,
Fingers,
to stay out of that left-handed underhook of Stevenson's. So when Stevenson commits to that, he's really effective. Again, couple that left-handed underhook series with his ability to attack both legs. I mean, he really has all the tools. And, you know, take a look at last year at the end of the season where, you know, and of course, Anthony Cassar, we'll talk about that maybe a little bit later here, where he's now out of line. Nice reshot there. Look at that roll through by Hilger. Not your average guy does that.
No control.
Boom.
2 takedowns.
I mean, that is an unbelievable feat right there, when you're taking a 50-pound guy up off of his feet like that.
And, Jim, that might be where he learned it this morning as far as return to the mat. They were working out in the Minnesota room, Brock Lesnar and Gable.
Yeah, you'll see Gable probably implement a little bit of this technique, but I was impressed with, look at this. The old guy with his leg up in the air, totally comfortable in that situation, keeping his balance.
Until then.
Oh.
Stevenson out in front, 8-3. That last takedown, nice return again to the mat. Keep Hilger on the mat. End up on top. Escape, 8-4. Guys respect each other. Two of the best in the land right here.
Well, Gable gave him a little shot on the shoulder, and Hilger looked at him like, "What's this about?" He said, "Yeah, you're right." You know, and that's the maturity factor that you started to expect, that we're hearing about here with Stevenson. You know, in his matches last season, kind of alluded to this in the key ones here. There's just that little bit of got a little bit of weary, you know, and sometimes it affected your decision making out there. Not to say that he doesn't have it, but he's a special talent.
Let's check in with Shane. He's going to talk about an upcoming trip for Gable to Rome. There's 2 more points. Shane?
Yeah, you talked about it earlier, TJ, the success that Gable has had at the cadet and junior level. He's a world champion in both. Of course, he's got aspirations to be a world and Olympic champion. He's already qualified for the Olympic trials at Penn State in early April, that by winning the Bill Farrell. And as you mentioned, it's a busy weekend. He'll wrestle here tonight, get on a plane and head to Rome on Sunday for a UWW ranking series event.
Thanks, Shane. They got about 40 of our top USA Wrestling teammates going to Rome for that ranking tournament, and Gable Stevenson will be among them. 10-5, counting down, 15 seconds left. He does have riding time, so he has a 6-point lead. With a takedown, it would be a major.
Yep, he's going for it too. Still plenty of time with his style. Good match.
Good match. Gable Stevenson wins 10-5. 10-5. No riding time. And the crowd appreciates it. They appreciate the athleticism of their heavyweight. And